Okay, this is Painting Platinum number 50, our pre-New Year's Eve edition. I believe Justin's going to be here. We have a hard out at 4:30 because he has plans. And there's going to be no Reaper Live tonight. But we are going to do kind of a special giveaway. Hold on one second because I have to pull chat up. Super unprofessional, I know. But we have had a few technical problems. Nothing too awful. Hold on. I've done something silly. My setup's a little iffy at the moment. Oh, and hopefully it doesn't make any noise. Everybody's processing it. Nothing makes weird noises. Oh god. Sorry, Justin. This is not professional. So Justin, what are you doing for New Year's? Help me out, bruh. Oh, your brother's in town? Wait, where?
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge.
I thought he was living.
And I got some
I don't know about your
far and away.
Impatience doesn't equal.
Yeah, I was about to say this probably isn't the place for it, but yeah. Well, if it's not rainy, it's good fire weather. Uh-oh, hold on a second. They can't hear you, Justin. How do I fix that again? Do I have to add a desktop audio? What do I do with that? No, I have to add it. Audio. Audio input. Oh God. How do you do this? Is it audio input capture? That's worse. I'm not seeing it. I love that. I can't wait till you tell people that, because for right now... Oh, wait. Create stream output projector. No, but I did it on the settings for desktop audio. Or no. Create output projector. Create stream output projector. Properties. Device. Oh, goodness. Guys, I super apologize. Oh no, a lot of echo. Oh God, everything's awful. Okay, nobody panic. Everybody calm down. Even though it's just me freaking out. Oh. Let me... Okay, so for now, I think it's just gonna be me because I cannot figure out a way to add Justin in. Justin, if you can think of a way to like give me some semi-detailed instructions on how to get desktop audio on here, that would be. God, I wish I could just click and drag it. That didn't work. Okay. A different time. Okay, so here's the deal. I could start up the bus and blame it on Justin, but it's not Justin's fault. So the deal is, I got a new computer, which is a yay. But we had some issues with it, which took us right up until time. I think I am going to share my screen with you. I don't know how to do that, but I think share my screen. Okay. Okay, hopefully this works. I'm more concerned about the echo, so you guys let me know if we still have an echo. But he's giving me permission to tell you guys what he's saying and not make it up. What do you mean? Uh-huh.
Entire screen. You're sharing just Streamlabs.
I think I got it.
Oh.
Okay.
Looks like it's working now.
You guys let me know.
You're gonna turn me down though, because it looks like it's really loud.
Sorry.
Like way down. Turn me way down.
Oh, I'll turn you down on here. Is that how I do that? Okay, but there's still an echo. We'll see how they can hear you, and then I need to. Maybe it's in. I bet it's in this godforsaken program. Makes me so mad that it always does this. No, apparently not. Mm-hmm. Okay, so hi Nomantic. Okay, so you can hear Justin. I'm still echoey, and that's like the worst problem. So let me see if there's a way I can like disable any other.
Show me what you have on your mixer there, Sadie, for me real quick, please.
On the.
On OBS, yeah. Scroll down on that thing right there. Okay. See where it says, scroll up to where it says, Mike, did you add that right there yourself?
I don't believe so.
Mute that one right there.
Okay.
Now talk.
Okay. Is that better? We'll see if this is better. And then we'll be able to start painting. I'm so sorry.
Also, see where it says audio input capture? Mute that too.
Mute it.
Yeah, because I think you're getting the other one too. Scroll down.
Oh, wow.
See where it says Mike?
Yeah.
That's you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we fixed it. Okay, this should be it. Oh, we got it. Yay, we did it. Happy New Year. Okay, so, awesome. We can start painting. Sorry.
I'll pat myself on the back, don't worry.
Yeah, pat yourself on the back.
Actually, I really don't need it. But thank you for working it through it with me there, Sadie.
I'm going to shake up this special wonderful paint. Okay, so I've been looking at this mini, and I don't like that she has these kind of pinky red panties and like a rose gold-ish ribbon. So I'm going to change the color of the ribbon yet again. And I'm apologizing for that. Yeah, Justin really is amazing. He has to do a lot of this stuff. Like, he got used to it working at the Fort Worth office, but um, he's a good sport. So
It helps when you love what you do. And honestly, the community makes it, not to sound cheesy, but the community makes it easier. Because you guys are super, super, like, you bear with us. And, because sometimes it just doesn't work out and you got to fix it. And everyone's patient and it works out. There's only been one time that I was driven to just complete, utter frustration. But it wasn't the community's fault. It was my own bad. So thank you
hi,
guys.
Gray Paladin Art. Thank you. Oh. See, I super do want to change the ribbon though. We're going to change the ribbon and we're going to say it's just so I can show you this super duper new cool color that you can only get through here. I was going to give it away on Reaper Live, but we're not going to have a Reaper Live tonight. And I was super bummed. I was like, but I had a big plan. But anyway. Because we generally do a few more giveaways. A few more. We do quite a bit more giveaways on Reaper Live than on Painting Platinum. But either way, you guys can get the preview. But my plan is, and I don't know how interested anybody would be into this, but I've talked to Ed about it. And talking about metallics. I did not forget my pokey tool. Oh, I've got something. Okay. So with metallics, the more pigment you add, the less, thanks Melon, the less sparkly it gets. And so that's not, ideal for mixing colors. So what I thought would be kind of cool is if we had somewhat clear, quote unquote, metallics that only have the metallic flake but are still really pretty colors that you could add your own colors to. Now, there we're going to run into a little problem because if you just added one of the clear colors like clear phthalos or whatever, at that point, you're going to add like a mattening, like a flattening agent. So it'd also be cool to have like a clear blue metallic or whatever. Now, the problem we're going to run into there is what type of metallic, gold, silver, whatever. So anyway, so this is a new color I made in kind of playing around with our RVE colors, which I can also show you a little preview of that today because they're super pretty. I don't have them all finished yet. I have like a rough idea, but I have finished one of our fast palettes, and Ed was on board with me kind of sharing that. So when I finish painting this tile, I'll show you guys, but it's very, very clear, very sparkly, like super, super sparkly. So this is I call it silvery base. And it's very cool and silvery and pretty. And I like it a whole lot. It dries like really impactful, I guess. So I think I want to make that my ribbon color. So at some point I'll have to step out for just a minute and get my sample fast palette colors, and you guys can be the first to see it. And this one's exciting because Ed picked out the colors. We'll bring that back whenever it's okay. So Sophie Silver actually does have pigment in it, and as a lot of people notice, Sophie Silver is very white. This is very, very silver, and it uses the new part of it is the new flake, which is very very sparkly. So our old flake is a little more subtle, which a lot of people really, really like. As I understand it, if you have a more subtle metallic, you can determine the light source a little better, as opposed to a really sparkly metallic is just gonna the light source, the highlight is just going to move up and down with, the viewer's eye and the light. So anyway, this is a very, very sparkly metallic with the new metallics. But yeah, kind of like Sophie Silver. And then the other thing you could do with it, and this is something I kind of want to play with, is inks. So in reading about inks and studying them, inks are super pigmented but very, very transparent in a really neat sort of way. So they are a good way to kind of tilt metallic colors. But so we're doing that. We also have some really bright metallic colors for people who don't really want to mix. But I'm a big mixer. I'm really into the idea of mixing all my own colors. Problem being when you forget your little formula for what you mixed. But if you're like me and you do a lot of your painting on camera, you can just go back and watch it. Yeah, I went back and forth on this ribbon because it's kind of like, in color theory, you don't want to put colors together that are too similar but also different. So like pinks and reds, which is why people used to say that redheads shouldn't wear pink. I don't think they say that anymore. But my design teacher said that people used to say that, and she always wore pink, and she was a redhead. But I think that's what clashing is. When you see colors that clash, it's that, or, and this is something I've learned from Anne, I think as a general rule, bright colors like bright colors and muted colors like muted colors. So if you mix a whole bunch of stuff together that's different in saturation, I guess, it might not go well. And again, you learn the rules so you can break the rules. Rules are made to be broken. I'm totally in that camp, but that is kind of the idea. I think I talked about this months ago, but I listened to this. It was like an old episode of Loveline that had one of the designers from Trading Spaces, like that early 2000, maybe even 90s show where people would trade spaces, like home rooms. Anyway, she was on there and she was saying, I don't remember who it was, but she was saying that that's the difference between like a I don't know, like a DIYer and a designer. Is a designer can break the rules and kind of has that inspiration, that like stroke of inspiration. But anyway, so let's bring this back out. So it is very, very, very sparkly, very bright. So I might even have a Sophie Silver for comparison. I do have a couple of silvers, which is pretty useful. Like when I was formulating this, I like to put them together to make sure that I don't get them too close, because what's the use in that? That's no fun. Who wants polished silver all over again? So our hashtag free is open. I think.
Yes, it is.
All right. So you can see on here the difference between. Let me squish it out. Where is my squishing brush? And then today I worked with John Overton on a project that I don't know if it's fully public, but a project which uses some swatches, and we were like discussing the best way to display paint. So I got to do a lot of squishing and swatching today. Okay, so this is 9054 polished silver. I'll show you when it dries to kind of compare them. So I've actually got a question for Justin that I didn't get to before stream. But Justin, On the Reddit, on like the beauty Reddits where people are trying to figure out their undertones, they take pictures of their face and they hold up a card that's got, I think it's got red, yellow, blue, and white on it. What does that do other than like for the camera's white balance? Does that do anything to show people like what the color is, or does that just trick the camera into not being a jerk?
No, it just means in terms of actually finding true white, right? So, obviously, as you already know, lighting conditions are literally different from one foot to another anywhere in the world, basically,
Yeah.
right? And to really nail that down, if you hold up something that is true or considered true as they can be within those color realms, then that's what allows you to essentially find true neutral to get as most color accuracy as possible.
Yeah.
That's why you see those. That's why, you know, the clapper board that everyone loved, like Ed played with for the first 6 months when we got it. That's why
Mm-mm.
it's got all of those colors on top because it's meant to give you a gradient
What's
where
a
you can
clapperboard?
truly like the thing that you can write scenes onto whenever you're doing cutting and
Oh,
editing,
yeah, we do love to play with that.
and you clap it because that syncs audio when you record it from different sources.
Howdy, Dave
So
Dwyer. Yeah, take one. Snap. Okay, so polished silver. Um, it is very pretty color and beautiful and very useful. And this is our. I don't have a name for it yet. When you get it, it will probably have a Happy New Year message on it. But it's very wet, very bright, and sparkly looking. So that's that. Um, so anyway, so I'm gonna use that over black to make her little ribbon. But I'm gonna start with something a little different. Like I'm gonna do her skin more, maybe her hair. By the way, Justin, we're not gonna finish this today. I'm a liar. I thought about it, but I also thought about doing like a painting platinum New Year's Eve extravaganza. And Justin won't let me go alone.
oh, stream.
Yeah. He's afraid of the waters I might wade into.
Yeah, you're definitely like in
The
a very
wild card.
endearing way. You're like the kid at the beach that like you want to swim clear out to the buoy, but we're like, don't do that. But we gotta like, and we don't think you're going to, but we do like to keep an eye on you
Yeah.
just in case
I mean, I don't
because
know
we
what I'm
care
going to
about you,
do.
Sadie.
Thank you. A long list of just between us. Yeah, exactly. I might start airing the grievances. I wish I could name this color Festivus pole. That is a grand Festivus pole. Festivus for the rest of us. Okay, so I want to I don't know if I want to go crazy and put blonde in her hair. It's a very warm brown. Let's just go back to this warm brown. Let's not go nuts. What do I have? I have dark highlights. I have harvest brown. I think I used 94, 92. Festival silver. I like that. Ooh, that's separated. I need to shake that up. Now, one thing that might happen with this color that I've noticed, a lot of people have noticed with rose gold, is it's hard to shake in the metallic. I am wondering kind of what that's about, if it's just the new metallic and maybe a certain amount of pigment. But it goes back into solution. It's not like it's fallen out of solution, so it's not a huge deal. Okay. I don't remember what color. I think I used this color. Looks as if I did. We have the most soothing amount of rain going on right now. It's just a very gentle, like, drip, 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 drip on the window. It's really nice. You're at home, right, Justin?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the deal out there? Just rainy.
It is. It's not as bad here, but I know it's much worse up there.
Yeah. It was so nasty last night. I didn't want to leave. So I like sat in my office and did my own thing for a while and watched The Sopranos on my phone. Never watched it before recently, but I've been on it lately. And man, was that good stuff. Did you ever watch The Sopranos?
I've actually never seen an episode. The only exposure I had to it was when my grandmother watched it. But
Oh,
she watched it
grandma.
occasionally when I was around, but she stopped doing that. Because
Yeah.
obviously, as a
Hmm.
kid, you really shouldn't be watching it.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we're not shaming anybody. We're not mom shaming or dad shaming, but or grandma shaming. Never grandma shame. One of my favorite memories as a kid was like my really religious, upstanding, whatever, like uptight aunt was watching Jerry Maguire and made us go play outside, and we came in at like the worst moment ever. Like the worst. And being a kid and trying to figure out like just what was going on there. And especially like when your parent doesn't want you to see something, you're like, I have got to know what's going on. Speaking of mixing color, I think I'm mixing a like impossible to replicate color. Somebody save me from myself because I'm probably making a mistake. Oh, my palette cam went away, by the way. I don't know if anybody's noticed. We no longer have a palette cam because it bothers my computer. Very nice computer. It's just not meant to do what I'm doing. So we're going to think of some new stuff. I just wasn't expecting to have these kinds of problems, but that's okay. We're gonna check in with each other before next stream so we can kind of figure out what the deal is and what we should do. We'll go back in and do low lights. Kind of just want to like dry brush. It's probably not even dry enough to dry brush, but ladies are doing the money piece these days again, which is just like a big couple chunks up front, kind of like the ginger spice. We're gonna give her the old ginger spice. Who's your favorite Spice Girl?
I
Are you
don't have an opinion, to be honest.
are you a Baby Spice man? You gotta have an opinion.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Seriously,
Seriously, I never watched the Spice Girls.
it's not a
I mean, I've never seen
television
the
show.
movie, is what I mean.
It's not a movie. It's for real. They are sort of like the monkeys of our day, but they did form each other, like form together. I don't think they were formed by a group. Like I heard an interview. I've also been listening to a lot of Howard Stern and Mel Mel B was on Howard Stern and talking about how they got together, and I guess they had like auditioned for a lot of girl groups because that was a big deal at the time, and because lots of girls were auditioning, they were meeting a lot of the same girls, and I think they formed themselves and got together, and they were about girl power and light, uplifting, positive messages and the like. I was a ginger spice lady. I like ginger spice. I love them all, and baby spice is like a close second. See, I took you for a posh spice guy, but then I was like, maybe baby spice because he looks most like baby spice. Spoons, we too were not convinced this was happening today. I actually told Justin, I was like, okay, well, we won't stream today, but we'll figure out what's going on for next time. I kind of like where that's going. Like that. No spoons, no stream tonight. Just me and Anne today. So, giving away again this wonderful sparkly silver. For every 5 subs, we're going to give away 1. This is our wonderful ringing in the new year giveaway. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, that's enough of that. Casmania, I don't really, like, I'm trying not to do anything. So my boyfriend works, he blows glass at a guy's house who has a family, and I think they let the kids go out and play with other kids still, which whatever. But one of the kids got sick the week of Christmas, so I was like distancing from my boyfriend, and then I've been around somebody that is sick, but I don't think I was exposed to them in the time that they were sick. So I'm not seeing my boyfriend, which is actually really sad. I just thought about it right now, but I've always thought, like, the new year is for lovers and you should kiss your honey. So what I might do is I might go by his house and do like a through the window visit with him so we can be together at midnight. I usually don't like to do that because of drunks, but it is pretty important that I be with my honey on New Year's. I feel like if you don't kiss at New Year's, like, something bad will happen. That's just my little bit of superstition OCD. Spoons. So it depends on what type of glass it is. He works with a glass type called borosilicate, which melts at a higher temperature than soft glass. So most of, like, the big sculptural pieces or, like, regular glass that you see is soft glass. What he works with, a lot of people, like, that's what pipes are made out of, but he makes, like, necklaces and jewelry mostly, and beads and marbles, and I have a piece. I just don't know what I did with it right off the top of my head because I moved stuff around in my office. But it's a glass dragon statue. How big is it? But I think the short answer is you heat it and fuse it back together. I think it's kind of a process though, and I know you can do it though because I know he's done repairs and the guys that he works with have done repairs for stuff. So I don't think they like to, but they do. And then there's also this situation where you determined if it was, like, made with a mold. And if it was, I think it's less likely that you would. He made this tiny little dragon statue that's for, it's a character, it's a fairy dragon in RuneScape, and it is so cute. And I've told him I want it 6 inches tall. That could go either way, actually. My answer would be, like, the person that did it, the person that made it. My honey, as typical with artists, is kind of weird. Like, when I met him, he told me one thing he doesn't like is, he's like, I hate it when people ask me to make stuff that's, like, not my tech. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you should just make whatever. But apparently, in the world of glass, like, everybody does different techniques. He's not really a sculptor guy. I do know a sculptor guy, but unfortunately we haven't been seeing anybody, and whatever, but there is a guy in Denton that does sculptures, but he does, like, pattern work, like intricate patterns with thin pieces of glass, and he's getting into faceting, which is like, you know, putting the edges on it makes it look like a you know, like a diamond or whatever, like a jewel, in the way that they're polished in a shape. So I don't know if I'm gonna like this silver any better over those panties, but whatever. We're going to have to live with it. At a certain point, we're just going to have to pull the trigger and just go with with our gut, with what we decide. But I do really want to use this because I really like it. And I might give away other extra sparkly metallics. Oh, sorry, I've had this zoomed in. Because I made other ones. I made a fiery one. I made a rainbow one that didn't end up being really rainbow. It ended up being really nice and light and bright. But I really like mixing metallic. It's a real headache to do, but I like doing it, especially for, I don't know that these RVE colors are going to be available permanently. We're entering a time where we're probably going to have different types of promo limited paints on a regular basis, and we can kind of gauge how interested the public is. So if you're just super in love with something or whatever. But Ed's into new things, like I think he's into some washes. Oh, thanks, Samurai Jack. Oh my goodness. Y'all have to forgive me. I had to unplug my mouse too, so I'm on like a laptop mouse, and I'm not able to look at the chat as well. So if I missed any, I apologize. Afternoon. Hi, Daka Flock of Flame. Love that name. Fiery ended up being very, very gold, but really nice. Guys, it is snuggle weather. Another thing I've been doing, and what I probably will do, is so my uncle and my grandpa used to do this, but I've been doing it because I like want to stay connected as a family. Is like my uncle sits in the garage with like the garage door open. Like we live in the country, so it's not quite as like off-putting, I guess. Like we don't have neighbors, but he sits out there and he cooks, like he grills and watches TV in the garage and drinks beer. So I've been going out there and hanging out with him, and it's kind of funny because he watches some like radical political stuff that I don't agree with, but I'll sit and watch it with him because my grandpa used to. And I mean, I don't care. I don't get mad or anything. I just kind of look at he watches this one guy in particular who has this background that's like a mantle with a picture of a dog, and it's really cute, and you can tell like he really loves that dog. So I was like, man, he's got a nice little warm setup that makes me want a warm setup. And I was like, I wonder if that doggy's in heaven. He's like, yeah, he is. He really likes that dog. He's like a real dog person. But anyway, so I sit out with him, and we've been watching Bar Rescue. He's gotten real stuck on the Bar Rescue, which I would never watch by myself, but man, it's hard to turn off. It's high drama. So usually after work, I'll pop into there. So that's probably what I will do with my New Year's Eve. We'll probably work pretty late, go by and see the honey, and then go home. Okay, so now I'm getting like this, I hate to be totally 90s girl and boy band, but this reminds me of when the Backstreet Boys all wore silver. Maybe for their Millennium album. But whatever, we're just going to roll with it. I said we'd roll with it, so we're going to roll with it. And I think we can layer another color over it since it's so sparkly. We could probably take the sparkle down a little bit and change the color if we want. Oh, warm dryer socks. Me too. So, another thing I got for Christmas is like it's like not quite a mini fridge and not quite like just a lunchbox cooler. It's a like cooler warmer. So I was just using it to keep water and cold stuff in, but I also got a neck wrap, like a weighted neck wrap. Um, and I've been putting that in there. Like it's a little warm box. And I love it. Keep stuff in your little warm box. So like the other day I kept my little neck wrap in my warm box all day until lunch, and then I got it out and like put the neck wrap on, did some stuff on my computer. Oh, it was great. It was so relaxing. I was like, I did not realize how relaxing this was going to be and how bad I would want to take a nap. All right, hat. Trying to think what color boots I would wear with red panties and a silver ribbon. We might end up changing those panties because I think we're going black. Red? You think we should go red on all? Okay, I think we're gonna go red. I might have to sneak out for a second. Hi, Valander. I'm gonna have to sneak out for a second and grab paint. Justin, are you here?
I am.
Do you have any good stories? Dance, Justin, dance.
Nothing. It's been pretty it's been pretty uneventful for me, really, genuinely, for the last like I don't know.
I know. Why don't you talk a little bit about RVE?
Oh.
No?
I mean, I can. It's
Okay.
not. We haven't developed a whole lot at this point, other than we do plan on. I can kind of tell people this.
I'm gonna be back in 40 seconds. Okay.
Okay. All right. We do plan on potentially having. So I know we originally talked about doing 24 straight hour streams for 72 hours. For the actual RV itself, but as we talked about it, we were like, well, I mean, to ensure quality of like what we're outputting, it's possible we just do 3 12-hour days, and then on the other 12 hours of the day, we run reruns from the entire day prior, or the broadcast we just finished. So basically, the day starts over if you're tuning in at 11 p.m. our time, for instance. So that could actually be better in terms of like the content that we're outputting. It's not live, but it's still everything, right? And what did I get for Christmas? I got let's see, gift cards. I got Amazon gift cards. I got some Cabela's gift cards. I got let's see, what else did I get? My fiance got 3 weighted blankets, 3 of them. One of those being my fault because, when you tell multiple people what someone wants for Christmas, they kind of latch on to the one thing. And, it's kind of what happens. But she does have 3 weighted blankets, but she sleeps with all of them simultaneously because she can't get enough weight. She wants to feel like she's being crushed, and that's the most comfortable for her at all times. But no, Christmas was great though. I will say that it was. I'm kidding, guys. She doesn't actually sleep with all 3. She really doesn't. But Christmas was great. It was. We kind of kept it smaller. It wasn't super crazy because of COVID, and the only thing that's come out of Christmas so far is is a her father unfortunately was diagnosed with, I say diagnosed, I'm sorry, he caught COVID, right? But he's the only one in the family so far, and we don't think it has to do with Christmas. So it's in fact it's led to me. I'm now getting tested for like the third and fourth time. Um, Come Monday, so just to make sure. But I feel fine. To clarify, I feel okay. But outside of that, I mean, yeah, nothing else eventful or crazy for Christmas.
Excellent. I spilled my beverage. That's what I get for grabbing a beverage while I'm out. Okay. So, I can show you 6 of the new RVE colors. And I'm super stoked on it. See, I shouldn't have done that because now I want to know what you told them. But we'll talk about it later. Looks like you got a weighted blanket. Oh no. Spoon said my sewer is trying to back up and my aunt caught COVID. I hate that. I hope she does okay. And your sewer. Okay. Here I am. So we have our lady. I have my red I used. Dead rose. I actually don't think I used dead rose. I think I used a different rose color, but that's okay. And I would like to show you the RVE colors. 6 of them. There's a lot of them, but 6 of them.
I didn't tell you that, by the way, Sadie. I was telling our audience here, but McKaylee got 3 weighted blankets for Christmas.
Wow.
Partially my fault though, because I should have told different people different gifts for her.
Oh.
So, yeah, definitely. I definitely take responsibility for one of them.
Are they different weights?
They actually are, all 3 of them, but she only uses the heaviest of them, which is I think 20 pounds. I think is what it is.
So sometimes my boyfriend listens to this. I think it's a podcast technically, but it's on YouTube. And I think he's the healthy gamer, but he's like a psychologist and he's into games and like streaming and stuff. So we listened to him when we went to Nebraska, and he was talking to this person, and I think they had depression and anxiety, and they were talking about their weighted blanket and how they had several sizes of weighted blankets. And yes, exactly what Spoon says. It's supposed to be 10% of your body weight. And the guy asked him, have you noticed which one works best for you of the 3? And I don't remember what the weight was. But the one that was 10% of his body weight worked the best. So, yeah. My mom got me one. I just don't use it that often. I don't think you're supposed to let it, like, get up around your neck. Because I let it do that, and I was like, uh-oh. That's scary. Okay, so some of these have names, and some of them have been renamed so they don't have labels. But 3 of them are loosely based on pro-paint colors. So I hurt my wrist, I think, in my sleep. I have been having a lot of trouble. I shouldn't even be shaking with my right hand, but I won't. But it's harder to shake with my left hand. But like this sort of maneuver hurts. It's like out here. So it's not carpal tunnel. I don't know what it is, but it's been hurting. This is like my first full week, I think, of work that I've worked with it. And it sucks. Okay. So this is going to be the metallic fast palette. Dang it, it's not gonna go as pretty as I wanted. Yeah, pro paint and pro paint accessories. So the day after Christmas, I found out that my cousin is pregnant, and she is like, we're super close. We grew up next door to each other. Her sister, and her brother. And she's like 10 months younger than me, and her older brother's 10 months older than me. And the oldest is a little older than, like, a little older than that. But so this is the second wave of babies that we're having in our family. So I'm super excited, like thrilled to death. And I love her husband. He is the nicest guy. He's like the nicest guy. On her birthday this last year, she had like a ladies' tea birthday, and he made scones. He just like melts my heart. I'm just so happy. Then, okay, so then we have green. Do our little green squiggle out. Then, okay, then we have, I'm trying to think. Then we have this silver. And I wonder if I'm allowed to tell people how many new colors there's going to be. I should probably wait till closer to, but I'll be revealing these in the weeks to come. RVE, have we announced when it is? I'm sure we have. First week of April. I tried to keep these as sparkly as possible too. But this one kind of uses my my rainbowy flake, but it's not really rainbowy. It's a little more rainbowy with no pigment in it. Okay, then, and I'm really excited because Hey Justin, is it March or April?
For what?
RVE.
It is March.
No. Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying at all.
Shoot. I just ruined it. Can we edit that in post? We're going to edit that in post.
No, we're going to leave it.
This is a real winner. I think that people are really going to like this. This is a good example of a nice mixing metallic. So let's say you wanted to cool down 9101, that ruby metallic. You could do that to make it a little more purple. You could add it to, I think it's adamantium black or black metallic. Like, you could add this to another metallic because it is very, very blue. It is almost what I would call a clear. Jeez, you guys are right. I'm sorry. That's my bad. But it's very blue. And very pretty. And then this one's really pretty too. I don't remember what we ended up calling this one. Ooh, it kind of splattered a little. So these they'll have kind of variable amounts of coverage because, like I said, the more sparkly you want it, the less pigment you want to have in it. But you can always layer it over the color that makes it pop the most. I've read a lot of people use black or maybe gray, or you could layer it like over a matte color, which we were talking about last week. Somebody mentioned that they really like the look of metallics over matte. Okay, so this is my favorite because it's kind of a fire color, fiery at least, and it's so these are going to be 97s. So 9726, which is my birthday. Void blue is a great base for silver. Yeah, exactly. So afterburn, this is our fire color. It's real pretty too. And I'm a Leo, so I'm a fire sign, and it's my birthday. So that is our next, one of our next fast palettes coming out. Our fiery color, I don't remember what we ended up calling that. This is going to be hot blue. I can't remember that one. And then green, I think green titanium and blue titanium. This will come out, this will be a part of the boxes, the like swag boxes for RVE. Oh, that just changed. Let me make sure that's pretty accurate. Looks pretty accurate. These will be part of the swag boxes. So you'll be able to get them that way, and then they will come out for sale as fast palettes, and then they might come out for sale individually should we have some left over. Metallics are less finicky, so I can't see us having too much of one or another left over, but you never know. And I'm sure we'll do giveaways. But that's that. So this has been a creation of myself and Ed and Ron. But yeah, I love them. They're great. I'm super proud of them. So yeah, those are our sparkles, and I'll compare them to our giveaway sparkle. So giveaway sparkle has just a little unintentional tinge of warmth compared to these because these all have pigment in them. So like this one is kind of like a cool, really cool, really doesn't have like lavender in it. It looks kind of lavender. This one is just like bright blue, and these are slightly muted green and blue, silvery. So yeah. No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think anybody's used these yet, period. I feel like I heard that you can use metallics through Avex, though. Just in general. So, okay. We're going to use Dead Rose, even though if it's not the rose color I used, I think I used Briar Rose. I think it'll still be usable. Like with the other color. So oh no, I got it on.
Have a good night, Grey Paladin.
Good night, Grey Paladin. Have a good year. New Year. Night. I meant to look and see like where is the new year going on right now. Like who's dropping the ball? Somebody, right? Somebody's got to be dropping the ball already. Yeah, that's a little cooler, I think, than the color we use, but that's okay. We'll figure something out. We'll do some layering next week. When I'm more prepared. It seems like such a theme that I come in with enough time to like do everything that needs to be done and then some, and then something will pop up and I run late and don't get the stuff done that I wanted to do. Poor time management, I think is what they call that. I was always on my report card, does not use time wisely. What were you like in school, Justin? Were you a does not use time wisely?
Oh, yeah, definitely not. I spent most of my time reading.
Me too. What'd you like to read?
High fantasy for the most part. All of the Wheel of Time books, stuff like that.
I loved going to half price books when I was in high school. That was like my favorite thing. And like, I really like to read memoirs, especially of like the psychological nature. And my mom would like, you stop saying like so much. My mom would let me read them for the most part. Like there were some she wouldn't let me read, so I always wanted to read those the most. And but mostly like biographies, like music biographies. I liked those a lot, like celebrity biographies. But I like to read a lot. And then I told one of my teachers when I was a freshman, I was like, I'm grounded. My mom won't take me to the bookstore. And she was like, I will assign you some reading material if you want, which was really, really sweet. She was one of those like, geez, with the like. She was one of those teachers that I'll always remember as being really influential and helpful to me. So she's a really good lady.
Yeah, I would actively read in class, out of class. I spent all of my time reading. Well, until, I split that time with video games
Yeah.
and computer stuff and, you know. I built my first computer when I was 13.
Did you really? That's pretty neat. And that was a pretty early time to be building your own computer, right? Like
I mean,
2004?
a lot of people refer to them as adult Legos, and that is true for the most part.
Yeah.
The only thing is back then that would have been 2003.
Mm-hmm.
That was the early, not the earliest days of computers, obviously, but early enough that they didn't really make parts super modular. So like now they genuinely are adult Legos where
Let's
everything
kick
slots into
in.
everything and it's fairly easy to set up because they've made them user friendly. But back then it was, you had wires everywhere, bands everywhere, different voltages were relevant. I mean, it was a lot of compatibility issues.
I dated this guy in high school. It was like a super, I don't know, he was super eccentric. And he would program calculators. Like he would write programs for those graphing calculators. And that was his big thing that he would do. And when we met, he was like, tell me how much you weigh and I'll tell you how much caffeine would cause an overdose. And I was like, oh, thank you. Here you go. I have a program for that. And I think that kind of fell out of, I mean, for a while people were doing that, but I don't think those graphing calculators are a big to do anymore. Maybe they are. Maybe we're just out of the world where you would use them, but it's a sleepy day. I was about to say, I like to leave the word boobs in my calculator. Oh. I love to skip class and go to the library, which seems kind of silly, but I liked it. My mom was always asking me, "What do you do when you skip class? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, I go to the library and mess around. I've always said that, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this word, but I'm going to say it. I'm sure I've said it. Dicking around. Dicking around is my hobby. And not so much anymore. I've fallen out of the dicking around habit, but for a while in past years, that was my favorite thing to do. Valander, we're going through my grandma's house and we found the Atari. And my uncle and my mom were talking about, like, who's going to get the Atari? And they were talking about playing for it, which would be so fun because my mom was really good at video games. And I've told her, I was thinking she should stream. I was thinking you should stream. You're so good at video games. Like, you could spend your spare time doing that. We used to play, the earliest game I remember is the Super Nintendo. So we had the Super Nintendo and we played Super Mario World. And she was so good at it. And then we played, let's see, so we had the Sega Genesis. And then we played Ocarina of Time together. Like, switching back and forth. And we got a lot done. We were working real hard on those video games. But I was thinking, man, if the siblings get together and start playing video games, what a fun time. How much fun would that be? So, all right, so we've put some blonde in her hair. This is really sloppy and I have to apologize, but it's because I'm wearing my regular glasses and I would have to put on my reading glasses and do the double glasses thing. I'm planning on getting my contacts before next week. If not next, then the next. So it'll be a lot easier, but I am a really sloppy painter when I don't have my readers. My mother hated the music from Super Mario Brothers and the music from Legend of Zelda, the original, because my brother and I played them way too often and way too long. So I really like Mario Paint, and I still hum the music from Mario Paint. I don't think it was such a big deal because I don't hear that much about it, but it had to have like a special mouse that you plugged into a Super Nintendo, and I lost it, which I'm sure is pretty easily remedied now. I'm sure I could get Mario Paint and a Mario Paint mouse now, but I really, really liked it. Speaking of paint, so I made this little Surf 4 scale little overlay. He's holding a paintbrush, but Justin said, I asked Justin, I was like, can you tell that's for Surf 4 scale? And he said, yeah, but he's holding a spear for some reason. I was like, oh no, he's holding a paintbrush. So I'm going to have to make it a little more clear that he is not holding a spear, he's holding a paintbrush. If I had a little more time, I might have made a drippy paint. Yeah, especially because it's in silhouette. Guys, we're not going to and didn't get very far on this mini, but that's okay. Let's see what we can do about making it glass color. Most of my colors are pretty bright that I have here. What I should do is put the clears over in my little station and then just start using the clears. Oh, I just squirted out a bunch of paint. I would love that, spoons. I don't know how difficult that would be, but I would love that. I bet if you mentioned it to the right person, it'd be pretty easy to get it done. That's the Sir Four scale that I wanted as a tattoo, was Sir Four scale holding a paintbrush. What would your Sir Four scale be holding, Justin?
That's a good question.
That clicky thing? Take one. Click. That's what I was thinking, Chef of Love, and I stole it from John Overton. He's the one that was the original wanter of the Sir Four scale tattoo. Yeah, palette as a shield, brush for a sword. A microphone.
Mine would probably be holding a microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Chef Love beat me to it. I was thinking about it. I was like, probably microphone.
I would have never landed on that. Like, man, what would Justin's Sir Four scale be holding?
Hey, I need to the AFK for about 10 minutes. Sorry.
Okay, we're probably about to. When you get back, we'll do the drawing and then we'll head out.
All right.
Let's see if we can't mix a nice... See, I'm not being very conscious of remixing these colors. So... Yeah, and then if we fire you, we've got to carve it out. The tattoo, I mean. Just kidding, obviously. I got All You Need Is Love tattooed on my back. And when I was getting it done, I told the artist, I said, what happens if I get old and bitter? And he said, carving it out is free. I thought, okay. And it's like, it's on a banner with a bird. It's really pretty. It needs to be redone. It's gotten a little too tanned. Ironically enough. I used to be really careful about getting my tattoos done, but now I'm like careless. Careless with my artwork. This is a mix of 9476 and clear green 9096. It's not exactly the color I want, but it's a start. Brush is looking crazy. For some reason, this bottle is making me appreciate thinned paints in a way that I feel like I thought I did before, but really didn't. What I really appreciated about thinning paints before is that they don't end up chalky and grainy, but I don't know, something about using thinned paints there is just very satisfying. Okay, let's see. I think I have some work to do still on her face. If this were a person, she would be wearing a lot of eye makeup, so we're not going to do too much on the lip. I think I used 9044 partially for our skin, and I took that out of here to make it like it's from the back bar. So I'm gonna look at this. We want to make in makeup they call it, what do they call it, your lips but better. So like a nice nude, like a blushy nude. So let's see, we're gonna use this copper. And maybe that briar rose color. So we'll base coat it with copper. I probably need either a brush that's in a little better shape or a smaller brush. Ooh, that's spooky up close. Hi, Strange 1979. Yeah, it has been really weird and busy. So, yeah, I hope you have a great new year. And we'll see you soon. We're not doing a Reaper Live tonight, so it's just me. I'm closing out the new year pre-party, which is what I was going to call it if Justin let me go for real late, but that's okay. To be honest, I'm kind of tired. Took a lot out of me this morning having everything go wrong all at once. I'm like rushing to get done. And I've had a headache for like 3 days. I think it's my sinuses because I woke up this morning and this nostril was clogged. And when I took a deep breath, I got the same headache that I've been having. And I'm like, I think it's my sinuses. It's not too bad. Like, don't get me wrong. I can take a Tylenol and get on with it. Headaches really scare me more than anything. Like, I wouldn't even go as far as to say scare me, but they trouble me. I have a slight, pretty benign.
All right, Miss Sadie, I'm back.
Hi.
And it
Time?
turns out I have to fax. I'm just gonna sound silly, but I have to fax something before like
No,
5
you
o'clock.
don't.
So
Okay. So
I really genuinely do, unfortunately.
okay. Let's go ahead and do the giveaway. The drawing.
Alrighty, how many do we have to give away here? We
I
have
think 2. At
yeah,
least.
it looks like 2. Maylin gave out 6. No, I'm sorry, 6, 10, 11. We're at 11. So yeah, we're at 2.
Chef of Love wants to know if I get the 20 giveaways that Reaper Live isn't using.
The 20 giveaway. Oh no, definitely not.
Why?
Because we don't have time.
Okay. All right.
And reasons.
All right. Well, we love you. We're going to do the drawing and we're going to find out who won. I imagine I'll be giving away these types of metallics for a few weeks. And you guys can be, what I've always wanted, you guys can be kind of my little focus group. Yeah, Valander says that you're discriminating against me because I'm not an accountant. I am thinking about being an
Yeah,
accountant.
that checks out. Why not?
I'm thinking about it. I might end up being, and it'll take me forever. But I might end up being the next Reaper accountant. Shadow Spawn the assassin says, "Don't do it." I love spreadsheets. Anyway, go ahead.
So our two winners are Fraley17 and Corky Gal.
Excellent, guys. Okay, so I will set those up for you. You will also be getting a Pokey tool. If you don't know what to do, type in exclamation point I won something question mark, and it'll give you instructions. All right, guys. Well, we love you. We're gonna head out so Justin gets his stuff done, and we will see you next Monday with Anne and Josh for Miniature Monday. Correct?
We will see you next year.
Next year. Let's hope. Okay, one more thing. Let's be really grateful going into the new year because we all made it. We all did it. And not everybody did. And let's try not to look at it as this random whatever crazy bullshit, and let's just be really gracious that we have time and we have a purpose and we have the resources to do what we need to do this next year and every day. But yeah, anyway, any wisdom, any positivity to shoot out into our chat?
Yeah, you know what? Thank you guys for being the best part of 2020.
Yes, thank you.
But outside of that, thank you guys very much. And we're going to be rating Jimmy the Brush.
Yeah. All right. We love you. Have fun.
Keep being awesome.
Mwah, mwah. Happy New Year.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.